Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are safe, you are well, and you are with someone you care about who also cares for you. Check out all of my apples on our older apple tree. Now, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know we have multiple apple trees in the garden. This one is one of the oldest apple trees in the area that we've got on our property. There's one on the other end of the garden that's technically not on our property, but we kind of look after it because our neighbour on that side, their house is a really long way away and it's basically in just forest. So the apple trees are doing really well over there. The cherries, we had some cherries from the cherry tree, which is phenomenal because we've never really had anywhere approaching a decent yield of cherries from the dwarf cherry trees we put in about 3-4 years ago. So that's phenomenal. And then over here, you will see that we have been digging up potatoes. I'm actually going to pop some of those potatoes back in. So we have been digging up some of these red potatoes, and they have been doing really well. These are the volunteer potatoes that we've had this year. Over here, this is a parsnip that has gone to seed, and I'm kind of tempted to just collect the seeds from this to see if I can grow them again next year. We've got another potato here. This one has not flowered yet, so I have not done anything with it, but it is looking reasonably healthy and cool. And then over this side, we have some not so happy potatoes. So these potatoes are suffering a little bit. As you can see, these ones have kind of all died. These are earlies, so the early potatoes will die off earlier. They've flowered, and I think someone has come in and eaten quite a lot of them. But if you go down here and you just have a little, as my mum calls it, a little puggle, you will see, I've had some earlier on today, there are some potatoes just beneath the surface. Honest, there's one right there. I will not dig it up, but there's a potato down there. It's getting incredibly dry, and as you know, we are watering, so we are using our irrigation system, but there's a little bit of a limit as to how much water we can put on these. I think I also need to lift my irrigation system up a little bit so that the water gets into the tubs a little bit more effectively. We had that temperature rise, that heat wave that we were talking about last week. It happened. It happened on Sunday and Monday this week. And we hit, I think, 37 degrees Fahrenheit. No, sorry, not Fahrenheit. 37 degrees Celsius. If it was 37 degrees Fahrenheit, it'd be really cold. No, it was 37 degrees Celsius, which was very hot and very unpleasant. We did have power back by then. If you watch the main channel, you know we lost our power last weekend due to someone hitting a local power line and taking out the local power. And we were out. Our power was off for like 14-ish hours. There's a video coming on the channel, if it hasn't already gone live, discussing that. But what you might have noticed from the thumbnail today is our strawberries have been overproducing. I'm going to show you now the strawberries as they are right now. I don't think we have any more coming for tomorrow, but for the last 4 days I have basically harvested an entire bowl of strawberries almost every day, and I like strawberries, so I'm very happy about that. My wife likes strawberries, so she is very happy about that. But I think if it carries on for much longer, we might get a little bit of strawberry fatigue. Welcome to the back of the garden. I know there's not a lot of light here. Via's going to hate me for coming down here, but we do now have our first raspberries, if they don't want to prick me. We've got some raspberries coming here, some raspberry fruit. We've got some blackberries here. These are blackberries on the border of our garden, and you can see the bees are definitely very busy pollinating through here. But these raspberries, considering I cut them all the way back last winter, they're now almost my height, which is great news. I really am worried that I'm not going to get any carrots out of here. I think I'm giving up on the carrots, although that said, oh yes, I am finally getting some carrots. Yay, carrots, they're finally coming. The onions, not so much. But over here, we do now have peas growing on the pea pods. And it looks like I've got some carrots here. I don't know where they came from. I think they were from previous years, but look, these have now got flowers on. And when you have flowers, that means pea pods are not far behind. Also, the beans, they are soon going to be producing actual bean pods. So that is most wonderful and delightful. Yes, I know we haven't done as much in the garden. It's a frustration of mine. It happens. I'm not going to kick myself over it because it is what it is. But check out my celery. We actually now have some really good growth of the celery. The lettuces are growing still amazingly well, and I'm just leaving them because, you know, I come out here and I'll help myself to some of their leaves and then I just go back inside and enjoy. I've been trying not to water too much this year because I'm aware that, you know, we have a bit of a drought system going on right now. But what I'm most happy about in the outside garden are the cabbages, the winter cabbages, but also the broccoli. Broccoli is probably one of my favourite, what I would call regular vegetables. And we've got some really good growth. And all of that is starting to make me think, maybe it's time for me to rethink where I have my vegetable garden, and maybe next year I'll change things around a bit, because I've noticed that the stuff that's right in the back is not doing very well. The stuff that's further forward is doing a lot better. Talking of which, I still haven't planted these. I hope that I will have these zucchinis in the ground by the time I make next week's video, because I'm getting a little fed up with me letting myself down on that. With everything going on in personal life and also in kind of my wife's employment and everything else. I've got some family members in hospital, and it's been a lot. So I've not been as forward as I would like, but I cannot complain. My tomatoes are enjoying themselves. They are looking phenomenal. They're looking a little bit parched at the end of the day, but that's fine because the watering system will come on and give them some water very shortly. The other thing I want to show you is that my tomatillos are really starting to make some wonderful flowers, and they are looking really beautiful. So honestly, I can't complain. I've got tomatoes that are flowering, my cucumbers are flowering, my tomatillos are flowering, and my chickens, they are laying eggs, and my sunflowers, they are growing. And I just want to finish with something I'm really happy about, which is I actually have sweet peas coming. Now, I didn't think that my sweet peas would come back, but they are indeed coming back. I'm happy that they're coming back. I'm going to leave them because when the temperature really starts to climb later this summer, the birds are going to need that shade. And that's what we've got here with the lupins. They're basically shading this portion of the back of the coop. And that means that the hens have been able to stay a lot cooler, even when it was 36, 37 degrees Celsius. I got it right this time. It was much easier for the hens to stay cool. No more eggs. I did do some egg collection earlier this morning, and we don't have any more. So tell me what's going on in your garden. What have you been up to? How far behind are you in your planting? I feel like everybody's behind right now. I was talking to someone at the farm store the other day, and they said they had a couple come in who said they didn't even have their potatoes in yet, and that made me feel just an teensy bit better. Anyway, let me know what's going on in the down below, and if you'd like to support this channel, please consider doing so from $1.50 a month. You can go to patreon.com/transportevolved. You can join on our main YouTube channel. You can send us an old-fashioned check. You can visit our swag store. They are all valid ways of supporting the channel. As you know, my beloved lost her job a couple of weeks back, and while we do have severance, that's not going to keep us running indefinitely. And unfortunately, it was her income and her salary that was paying the mortgage and keeping a roof over our heads. So unless Transport Evolved can start increasing the amount of money it brings in every month by probably, I mean, ideally I would like to double the amount of money we bring in every month, because that really would mean that we could cover everything and not have to worry. But I think that would be too much of an ask. But just a little bit more than we're currently getting in would really help a great deal, and would ensure that we can continue to bring you the main channel videos and the chicken and gardens if you like them. Someone was critical of the chicken and garden this week and said they were unsubscribing and not supporting us anymore because they were fed up of me posting videos about gardens and things that they weren't interested in. And I just want to remind you all that you don't have to watch every video, but if you want to support us, please support us. Don't hold the content that we make over our heads. Like, if you make any more videos about this, I'm going to stop supporting you, because that leads to extra anxiety that I really, at this point in 2026, do not want. Anyway, continue to be the awesome, positive change we need to see in the world. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep evolving.